What is up, everybody? Welcome aboard. We are back today in our DC-6, taking a trip from here in Brussels to London Heathrow. And then we'll go on to Shannon. So let's get fired up here. Hope you all are doing great today. We're going to place the camera on the seat, but we are back in the DC-6 Pan Am Clipper Liberty Bell. Let's get some statics out, shall we? Wheel chocks might even be good, too. We will open it all up while I get the last things figured out. So I hope you all are doing well tonight. It should be a couple of cool, good flights. We've got a little bit of weather here in Brussels. And then we're going to go on to Shannon from London Heathrow. Should be a good time. We'll see how performance is when we get to Heathrow and some other stuff. But let me fix one thing real quick. Mopar dude, welcome aboard. I'm glad to hear it. That's what I am all about here. Well, we'll see how this one goes, actually. Let's see if we can get off the ground and into the air safely before I set you up with your new DC-6. That's all looking good. All right, so I think we got everything set and ready to go. Today we're at Clipper 211, and we do have a flight plan to talk through real quick. Let's pull it up. Let's see, where is Sky Vector? There it is. All right, so here's Sky Vector, and we're in the, let's go World VFR for the moment. But I picked out this route with the kind of low IFR from Brussels out to London Heathrow. We basically are here, EBBR Echo Bravo Bravo Romeo. We're going to depart out to intercept the this radial inbound. I lost all my cues, but the 102 radial into the Kolsky VOR, and then we're going to cross the channel right around here over Dover, coming into Dover to Biggin, and then we'll find our way to London Heathrow. We are going to be offline today. I'm not, I'll mess with the DC-6 on VATSIM in the US, but I'm not brave enough to do that in Europe. So anyway, Biggin Hill, and then we'll find our way to London Heathrow Airport. Weather in London, we're getting a purple dot. Wind 190 at 8. Got broken at, we got some low broken clouds at Heathrow. Overcast. All sorts of stuff. 10 degrees C. QNH 1014. I don't know if I have a QNH in this thing. We'll find out. So it should be a good time coming in. Cloudy here. Some broken clouds, but it's pretty big and pretty low here in Brussels. So we're going to get the guys going while I load up the plane. Maintenance manager, we are all good on our engines. Looks like green across the board. That's good. Let's top up our fluids. We want all the water we can get. That's good. Don't want to run out of water on the way. We shouldn't need more fuel than this. But we are going to be a pretty full flight heading back towards the States.
Fuel and fluids. Checked.
Do I decrease by 1 or 2? It doesn't really.
Manifold and duct pressure. Checked. Radios.
Didn't want to do that. So pretty full on the way.
Checked.
The other thing, we're a little cold. Let's just go white cockpit lights.
Doors and hatches.
Get that set up. Come fly with me. Welcome aboard. In theory, we should be getting Wasmfor with Sim Update 12. I don't remember when that is. Is that this month? End of the month?
Closed.
We will see.
Door warning lights.
Wouldn't be the first false start.
Out.
Hopefully,
Gear pins.
you guys get it on Xbox soon, though. It's a good, fun plane.
Seat belts and pedals.
Anything else? Let me get some Navigraph up, and
Throttles.
I'm gonna turn off my my moving cursor so I don't know where I am.
Set to idle. Propellers.
And I'm gonna have to punch this one in manually too. New flight. We're going from EBBR.
Before start checks complete. Start engine.
And that's my cue. To EGLL. London Heathrow. Only 108 departures available from Brussels. That's kind of crazy. And then wonder what Heathrow's doing in the real world. And actually, I'm going to be kind of selfish. I don't care what Heathrow's doing in the real world. We're not in the real world. We're going to do what's good for us here. At Brussels, we got 6 runways to choose from, and I am not at all familiar with the Brussels airport. But here it is. Well, it looks like we get a crossing runway or 2 straight on. The wind is looking okay. Not too hard of a wind. Sky vector go. Wind 200 at 3 knots. So 200 at 3. We'll take off on one of the 25s. We're down here. I'll hide that. But we're down here at the satellite ramp. So that would put us taxiing out Zulu. Echo 1, Foxtrot 2, Victor 1. Is that correct? Oh, and that's a little back taxi too. Or we could go Zulu up here to 25 right. Let's go Zulu up here to 25 right. I don't want to mess with that. And then obviously Heathrow is pretty famous, pretty easy. We get the 27s or the 9s. And I'd imagine we're getting the 27. Well, I don't know. So what did I say? We're going to do 25 right here. Let's add that to the route. And then I'm just going to copy over what I did in Sky Vector, which is, in case you're interested, Denix, Lima 607, Conan, Lima 9, Big N Hill. Add that in. And I'll switch over to world FR low so I can actually see. All right, so that's good. Let's get started. They said engines are ready for start. So we've got selector 2, boost pumps on low, magnetos to both. And I'm not going to jump around too much. Let's just bring the mixtures to auto rich. And we do have fuel pressure, which is a good start. Let's start engines.
3, 6, 9,
Oh,
12.
I missed it. Boost prime. Yeah, it should be no one at Brussels, really. We could actually, I missed it. We're not on a network or anything because I'm not that brave. Not brave enough to fly the DC-6 in Europe. Not yet. This could be a kind of a relaxing flight with the DC-6. Hopefully we get it. My big thing right now is just, if I fly the DC-6 a little more regularly, I'm hoping that I can get a better feel of it and stop having
6,
dumb issues on takeoff and landing.
9, 12.
Come on, there it is. Come on. Come on. That'll work. So that's really what gets me going with the DC-6. All right. Engine 4, both. Boost pumps to low. Mixtures, auto rich. Start selector 4. We do have fuel pressure, so that's a good start. Let's hit it.
3, 6, 9, 12.
Come on. Let 4 warm up a little bit. Engine 2, both. Selector 2, boost pumps to low. Mixtures, auto rich, and let's hit it. What is on the menu? Coffee, Mike. Welcome aboard. I don't know. What would they have served in 1959?
9, 12.
I'm sure it's something good. Whatever it is. Whatever they served on a Pan Am flight heading back towards the U.S. Atlantic route on in 1959. That's what we're getting. Both. Engine 1. Maybe some Belgian chocolate. You think? Belgian waffles, too. Waffles and chocolate. Engine 1. Mixture all the way up. We got fuel pressure. Let's hit it.
3, 6, 9, 12.
Boost prime and check. I'm glad you're here. Alright, so here we go. We've got 4 good engines. Everything seems to be going okay for now. Let's start this bad boy. Or after start. Checks. Now again, we're going to taxi out left and then on all the way.
Battery switch. Plane battery.
So thank you all for coming. If you're just joining us, we are firing up our DC-6. We are heading as Pan Am Flight 211, leaving Brussels here. Brussels in the nation of Belgium. We're heading across the channel up to a quick stop in London Heathrow,
Start checks complete.
and then we're making the jump to Shannon, Ireland, where the relief crew is going to pick us up and fly the rest of the way to points beyond. I think they hit Keflavik and Gander and all those fun places. Maybe just Gander. All right, we're ready to roll. We're going to start our taxi now. Can't take the gust lock off for the moment. And taxi out. So we're taxiing to, we're gonna head to 25 right here in Brussels. Past the main terminal. We're down kind of on the south side. We're gonna taxi via Zulu and read the chart. I can't read the chart. I assume this is all Zulu, but it looks like there's other words on the chart. So we'll take Zulu all the way around to the hold point at like Bravo 1. And the weather is pretty good. We've got a stiff wind favoring that runway. If I get up. Oh no, we're at Brussels. That's all for Heathrow. We got 2003 at 3 knots, so not really a stiff one. We're going to go left here. Taxi around the terminal. So we were rolling in our Clipper Liberty Bell. Went classic today. At least for our first flight. Oh, is that tomorrow, Freaky D? 3:21. Time flies. I keep like a quarter of an eye on the development roadmap. Clearly. Let's not rip this engine apart. Maintenance manager, we did top up all our fluids. Our engines are all showing green. No undue stress. A little, probably cool oil temperatures. So we'll let it warm up just a minute. Here as we taxi on out. And then, okay, I'm coming up here to the corner so I avoid my dreaded back taxi. Again, not that there's anyone to hit, but... out here, and that should be the runway straight in front of us. I think the threshold goes on back there. Yeah, we're right where we want to be. Alright, so getting fired up, we need to get some navigational aids programmed in. We are going to fly basically heading 264, and then we want to intercept 102 radial for Koski. So let's pull up 102 while we're holding short here. And the Koski VOR is going to be on 114.5. I apologize if there are any Belgians and I'm butchering your VOR names. I'm doing my best. Well, maybe not, but we're just doing it. 114.95 is going to be Dover after that. So 114.95, and then if we really get turned around, we've also got the Brussels VOR on 114.6. Now, if we get confused, we should be flying away from Brussels on 114.6. And because I'm not going to remember any of that, I'm going to write some of this down. So we're flying heading 264 off the runway. And then it will be a right turn to intercept the Lima 6, or to pick up the Lima 607 airway, intercepting the 102 radial inbound, or outbound, from Polski, which is going to be something on 114.5. That would be 284 if you're interested in what heading we should end up on, 284. I'm just going to run up the engines real quick and hold it for a minute. I don't need to set full power, just a little bit of power. And I need to fix my props. We'll cycle the props. That all seems to be working okay. So heading 264 and then heading 284. So that's the 284 radial inbound. I could also look down on this gauge here and that would show me what the reciprocal would be. 28. 3, 4, and that looks like 5 minus 1, maybe. 284. And then 274 outbound. From Kolski. Or Koksi? Whatever. Alright. Let's do it. For takeoff checklist, gentlemen.
Boost pumps. Boost pumps on low. Fuel selector and crossfeed. Main tanks and crossfeed off. Autopilot and carb heat. Off and cold. Hydraulic system. Down, forward, pressure and quantity checked. Okay. Flaps 20. Flaps set 20. Windows and turbine. Closed and on. Controls. Gust lock released. Free. Detonator. On. Mixture and cowl flaps. Region locked. Set. Transponder.
Do a little lineup and wait here. I don't think the Belgians would like that.
Landing lights.
I definitely turned my cockpit lights on, didn't I? Alright guys, I'm going to give you a chance to take off here.
Extended and on. Before takeoff checks complete.
Alright, let's do it. We need a wet takeoff. We're at a gross weight of about 95,000 pounds.
Water injection.
So that's a wet takeoff. And again, we're going to make sure all our needles are pointing in the right direction to start on the engine panel as we come up. So at 30 inches stabilized, we need to check that all the fuel gauges, all the BMP, all the manifold pressure needles are pointing the right way. They are. And then again, we're going to fly heading 264
Stabilized. Tail flaps. Tail flaps.
off the runway.
Tail flaps set. Full power, please. Going full power.
Here we go, full power. Now at 100 knots, we're going to gently pull back on the stick and go flying, and then a right turn heading 264. If we see anything below that, we'll slam on the brakes, and we can throw in reverse thrust if we need to. Make sure all our feathers are extinguished. They are.
Full power set.
There's full power set. Gauges are all pointing in the right direction. Green lights are on for water injection. Here we go. 40 knots, airspeed of lock. Here comes 80. 80 knots. That's 100 knots. We can entertain the possibility of flight. And here we go. Still letting that airspeed build up. And it's still climbing.
Gear up. Gear selected up.
Gear up should help. As we carve a path through the air here. 140 now.
Gear up, lights out. Flaps up. Flaps going up.
Here come the flaps. And then again, when able, we're going to go right turn, heading to 64, and I'd like to do that around 500 feet above the ground if we can, at least. And 160 knots.
Meter power. Setting meter power, 48 inches.
The speed's good, 500 feet now. I don't know that I set the altimeter. And then a right turn, 264. So we'll aim for something between 2.6 and 2.7 on our little gauge. That's going to be about good.
Meter power set. Climb power.
And boy, we got power for days on this takeoff. This is good. Look at us go. Yeah, I haven't kept up with all the technical side of the Xbox. Just exciting to have it unlocked, but I know it's,
Climb power set. After takeoff, check.
I don't know, it's a new frontier for a console like that. And I'm glad they're doing it. I mean, it also kind of just blurs the line between PC and console more. I'm not getting any, no, I'm not getting any real indication from... If all else fails, we'll fly towards the VOR station. I did say 114.5? 114.5. I didn't really discuss cruising altitude, but we'll probably aim... It's not a long flight. This flight is about 45 minutes. So we'll probably hang out around 12 or 14,000, depending on what the clouds do. Climbing out now, still no VOR. There it is. So I guess we picked up Dover before we picked up, no, I'm not in Brussels. That would be behind us. 12,000. What's the outside air temperature doing? Well, we're below 10°C. Let's turn on some heats. Actually, I'm getting too excited. Things are going well so far, and I'm. Where's my switch? I don't like it when developers change things. Where's my switch? There it is. I guess that's not a change. I just couldn't find it. And hopefully we have some more good luck with the... we could even go into localizer mode now, and it should sort itself out. on the climb out, and we'll just kind of keep aiming for a decent rate of climb. Speed around 160. We'll be happy. I'm going to turn on windshield heat. 0 to -40 is what we want. Just to keep our gear, or keep our windows clear. Mike, you're wrestling with the Honeycomb Bravo. Are you setting it up, or what are you doing with that? And then what's the minimum spec? They say GTX 770 for Musfus. Wow. And 8 gigs of RAM. I could see how theoretically you could crawl along. Yeah, TJ still can. We're not on. I should turn on multiplayer, I guess. We're on. We are. I would be on VATSIM. If we were in stateside, I'd be in VATSIM. But we're in Brussels, and I'm not comfortable enough with DC-6. I don't need to be crashing into your European airspace. Let's go down a little bit because we're starting to lose some power. We're starting to lose some. Just starting to lose some speed. Do I have any more tricks I can turn on? Probably. Prop de-icer and the master heater I want on, probably, just to make sure we're not picking up a bunch of ice as we climb out here, and just keep that nice and steady. I don't know that this is really picking up the localizer. Or I don't think it's really picking up the radial we need to fly. You'd slow down in the 414. We would outpace the 414. We should be able to make. We should hit. Well, we might not get up there. That we might. We might not get that high. Now I'm gonna overcook it here. We might not get that high and fast with this thing today, just because it's a shorter flight. But this thing will do 260 at altitude. So next time we're stateside, we'll have to fly along. We can do some stuff. We could set up multiplayer. I just haven't. Or we can do it on VATSIM. All right, that'll be. Let's keep the right turn going. Keep the right turn going. Point ourselves at the VOR. And the vertical speed and autopilot can't select. Everything else works. Now, are you using any kind of external thing? Like, I know I have Lorbe's Axis and O's to make everything work with all the weird planes. Let's keep climbing through this stuff. 6,000. I find that works, but it takes a lot of hunting. I haven't really tried it with the with some of the regular stuff. Oh, you can use the vertical speed on Series X. Interesting. And yeah, I saw the Connie. I've seen the Connie, the Red Wing Connie. If I ever get this plane under control, might have to try it out. That's another good one, especially for like this kind of family and era of planes. Alright, climb's going good now. We're about 50 miles out. I said about 12,000 for our cruise altitude. We'll see as we get higher. I don't know what the appropriate direction of flight would be. It'll do 260, 250. I put 260 in Sky Vector. It puts 250, but a little tailwind. That's probably in the low flight levels. And you just do group flights through Discord. Okay. Yeah, I haven't really tried to set anything like that up. We can give it a shot. So thank you all for coming. If you're just joining us, we are climbing out of Brussels here. We're tracking towards VOR. It's going to get us over the channel and then over to London Heathrow. And it's not very scenic right now. We're not seeing a lot of Belgium. And it doesn't look like we're going to see a lot of the UK either. I think we're going to get a lot of clouds on this this flight, unfortunately. But that is all right. We're pretty well pointed at the VOR. We also have an NDB to hunt down on the next leg, which will be our entry point to Ireland. So it should be fun. Let's get some stuff going here. Can I get anything like that going? No, not really. Need to do that. Climb through 9,000 feet. Now, it should be about a 45-minute flight. It's not long. Siren, welcome aboard. The ETA is, it should be about 45 minutes to London Heathrow. And then after London Heathrow, it'll be another hour and 20 to Shannon, Ireland. You think we're bumping around a little bit? Climbing through this cloud. I mean, unless you're just wanting random vibration, which maybe, but wouldn't be as pleasant. We are done takeoff. We need to tell them to cruise when we get to cruise. Yeah, it's weird coffee, Mike. Controls are tricky. Now we're breaking through a little bit. Are we still over Belgium? Or have we crossed over France? No, we should still be in Belgium. Here comes 10,000. Speed's good. We could maybe even squeeze a little bit more out of it. Now let's see, will it grab my localizer now? Or will it grab the radial now? It doesn't seem like it is. Maybe a little bit. What did I say? That's 10,000. Here comes 11,000. We're coming through 11.5. We're 12,000 now. That gives us coming down to 3,000 for London. 9,000, so 45 miles. Our last leg is probably... That'd put us back descending about 20 miles from Biggin Hill. That works for me. Start reeling it in. And too far. Too aggressive. And that's good. Hit the brakes there. Let's put our foot down. Yeah, if you want to be bumped around a little bit more, you can gust. I don't know if they fixed the gusts. I know it used to be real aggressive, from what I remember. The King KFC 225. Is that the old school? Is that in the classic or the retrofit? I don't recall. The DC-3. There's 200 knots. So we're on our way. Our little, our DME's telling us about 8 minutes to... I can't remember the names. Coxie, I think is what it is. I think I've said that 10 different ways. Or Coxie. Climbing here out of or not climbing anymore, cruising now. Out of Belgium en route to London Heathrow International Airport. Based on the weather, live, what are we doing? We got wind 190 at 8. That's kind of a crosswind, no matter what you do, but probably want the 2.7s. Yikes! Low IFR in London. Yeah, it's just barely favoring the 2.7s. That's nasty. Light rain, 10C, 10-kilometer visibility, but a 400-foot ceiling. Clouds are broken at 400, overcast at 1,000. So we're very excited to do some low IFR in the in our trusty DC-6. We better pick out an ILS for this thing. I guess we'll end up on 2.7 left because we'll probably dump out to the cargo apron. So we want the ILS for runway 2.7 left. Which would basically, if we're coming in from Biggin Hill, we'd be going the right direction to just pick it up and head down. That's down at 2,500 feet. And we'll let them go to cruise now.
City cruise power.
But here are our options. Basically, we're gonna spit out. Here's the route. We're somewhere before here. Then we'll cross the channel, pick up the Dover VOR, and then basically go straight to Biggin Hill. Start descending somewhere before Biggin Hill, probably about 25 miles before there, down to 2,500 feet, and then we'll shoot the ILS for runway 2.7 left into Heathrow. ILS 2.7 left here at 109.5. Puts us down 2,500 feet. Minimum's 277 feet with the ILS. As long as we have the daylight, so we can go down to 277. And again, the clouds are down to 400 is what they're reporting on the METAR, so we'll see how that goes. Takeoff coming along tonight. We cruising in the DC-6. Doing a belated St. Patrick's Day thing in Europe. We're going to end up in Ireland. Still 12 miles. Got a few minutes to enjoy the view. And then again, it's going to be a left-hand turn. So I write it down, heading 274. Line 274 outbound from Cokesy. And then inbound to Dover. Yeah, DC-6 getting some love. Hopefully tomorrow. Sim update 12. That should be exciting. Hoping it comes to Xbox soon. That will be good for the sim. Lots of good planes to fly though. Not enough time to do it. DC-6 is a good explorer plane too if I would let the VAT sim go and just relax, or try to. If we don't see water under us, we haven't relaxed too far. Still got grass, so that's good. Thanks for coming along. If you're just joining us, we are inbound to London Heathrow. Heading for Shannon, Ireland. Ultimately, we're going to make a stop in Heathrow. Take off low IFR in Heathrow, so this should be a fun little challenging approach. We're going to shoot the ILS for runway 27 left. Coming in. But first, we got to cross the channel. Let's check in with our VORs, make sure I haven't missed anything. 7.1, so we missed it a little bit. That's all right though. 264 is what we're looking for. 264, and it should be a left. Oh, I screwed it up. I know. So now I want to hold altitude. Just about crossing now. And then, what did I say Biggin Hill was? Or, whatever the next one is. Not Biggin Hill, but, or not the Biggin VOR, but Dover DVR 114.95, which we got in there. So, currently on nav 2 is Dover. We're going to go off of that for all that stuff. Or I said 274. Yeah, that's what we got. 274. So we may be a little far. That's not lining up with what I think it should. Let's say I should turn right. But if I'm where I think I am, that would put us all the way out here. I do have the Dover VR, right? Let's put that in. I don't like that. Alright, so let's turn right a little bit. We should basically be pointing ourselves at the Dover VOR. But we'll even pick up the radio. And here it comes. We're not too far off. And they've got water under us too, so that's a good sign. We're going in the right direction. Heading for the English Channel. There's the coast now. We were further south of the VOR than I thought. And so we're tracking that inbound now. Let's get bigging up on 115.1. That'll help because the A should be in the general direction. Let's see, can I get localizer to work now? It really doesn't seem like it is. Unless they patched it to make it a lot more subtle. That was a good view. Leaving Belgium and Europe behind for the moment. We're now going to turn and point ourselves at the Dover VOR. It's a real far flight, as you can see. You can just about see it from here. And just level it out. Alright, we're well on our way now. Our needles are pointing generally the same direction. We're heading for Biggin, for Dover, then Biggin, then Heathrow. Heathrow of a nav aid? Doesn't look like it. Well, you shouldn't have to add it. It should already be in the hangar, right, Copy Mike? That came with the 40th edition, 40th anniversary edition. It's a good one. You gotta try it out. Although it can be tricky, it can be tricky to get up and running, I've found. Once you kind of get it, it's pretty straightforward. Any good routes to fly with DC-3? That's kind of where I've been stuck. Like, I know you can do Northern Canada. The most fun ones I've done are like flybys of stadiums and retro C-47 liveries, but I don't know. It's just a hard one for me to just sit down and do like an airline play for whatever reason. They're not kidding about those clouds. So we get closer to land, we'll make that final turn. Well, second to final turn. We're going to intercept 101 inbound, 101 outbound, so it's 282. So for us, it'll be a slight right-hand turn. About 11 miles now, so four minutes. Although I'm way off, actually. That's what you get for cruising, not paying attention. This is why we're not in VATSIM. Heck, we might be 10 miles off to the north. Then we're going to look, again, heading 282. And we'll just, it's a short kind of hop, so we'll flip over. And I'm already in this mode, so let's go 2.812-ish. We're not quite making 260 over the ground right now, but if we got a little higher, I'm thinking we'll push it a little higher to the end of the flight levels, so to speak, on the way to Shannon. Here we go. This might be a challenging approach into Heathrow. 6 miles. 4 miles. Once it starts to flip, we'll move to intercept. I'm just going to throw it on the nav 1 so I get the actual radio. See, will this localizer work? It's about 50 miles now, so around 25. Reading down here, we'll start our descent. Ah, I screwed it up. Ah, well. Kill it. They might have messed with this click spot or something, because I just can't. I gotta recenter, that's what it is. Get this thing back under control. Make that right-hand turn direct to Biggin. And we're back on course. All right. Yeah, some clouds over the UK right now. Not really helping us. Yeah, that's fair. I think you like the throttle quadrant, though. It's definitely a good piece of kit. And I'm going to queue up ILS frequency, so that's going to become important here in a minute. 109.5. And a final heading of 269 is what we're looking for, so. 109.5 and 269 heading. Just so when I forget, inevitably, we have that available for us. It's holding course pretty well. Some nasty, nasty storms in front of us. Don't like the look of that. The clouds are impressive, though. I'll give that to them. 35 miles now. Around 30 we'll start strategizing. They'll see a little land, a little water. I mean, if it's like this, we'll probably be okay, but we'll see how it goes. I'm glad they got you your drink service before we started our descent. I throw that fasten seatbelt sign on. All right, so we're good here. 26. That's close to 25. So we're going to descend down to around 3,000 feet. So I'm going to take this off. We're still tracking the radio pretty well. So we're going to start coming down about 1,000 feet per minute. And we'll let the speed come down. Thank you all for coming along, just joining us. We are Pan Am Flight 211. We departed Brussels about 40 minutes ago. We're descending now into London Heathrow. It's a cloudy, overcast, gray day in London. We're going to do our best to get on the ground, and then we're going to do a little quick turn and head on to Shannon, Ireland, where the relief crew will take over and get this plane on its way back to the States. We can also now take the descent checklist.
Setting 26 inches.
We do have 109.5. And I do like to have this in here, 109.
26 inches set. Descent checklist, please.
0.5, just so I can see when we get it.
Cross-checked. Seatbelt signs on. On. Engine blow is low. Low. Descent checks are complete.
And then let's see, we've got, we'll put us on a 7-mile final. That doesn't actually help. And then coming off of, once we cross Biggin, we're going to fly heading about 308 till we intercept the localizer at Heathrow. We're now coming down through 9,000. About 12 miles to Biggin Hill. Biggin, not Biggin Hill, that's the airport. Then we're going to have to be kind of timely on the in-range because we're not going to have a ton of time to slow down. But that's fine. $10 miles now. Get a little more juice here. The trade will get a little faster, but that's all right. Here's the ILS. So we've got the frequency, or we got the localizer. So we're good. We can now navigate to intercept. Really at our leisure. Coming through 7,000 now. Yeah, there's really that broken cloud. Hopefully it's not soupy all the way down. Shouldn't be. There's 6.5. As we come in now, 264. And we're going to flip over here and just swap them again. All right, it's clearing the way for us. And what I'm going to do is take a right-hand turn about heading 300. Might even go 310, but now I've got a localizer to navigate off of, so that's good. And down to 2,500. So now we're really, there's 5,000. We'll have to be expeditious. In our, in getting the airplane slowed down, but that's all right. Coming through 5,000, or coming through 4,500. Still below the glide slope. I'm just taking a slightly more aggressive angle with the localizer, so we get a little more room to breathe. Come on, keep going down, keep going down. Don't get too... This wheel's very sensitive.
Cooling turbine. Normal.
Ideally, I'd be level, but that's all right.
On low. Fuel tank selected.
Coming down on 3,000 now.
Mains on. Crossfeed off. Hydraulic bypass valve. Down. No smoking signs.
And here comes the localizer. We're gonna fly through a little bit, but that's okay. The turn will help us bleed a little speed. Hopefully.
Flaps 20. Setting flaps 20.
We're on about a 14-mile final now. Out over the city. That's fine, and then we'll just keep an eye on the glide slope now. Here it comes.
Flaps set. Mistress Ridge, please. Auto Ridge.
Nope, stop.
Gear up and down, please. Gear up and down.
We're swerving there like we had a little too much fun on St. Patrick's Day, but that's all right. It's flown through it a little bit. Still waiting on the glide slope.
Gear down and locked. 3 rings. Props. 2400 RPM.
Not the cleanest, but it's all right.
RPM set. Cal flaps. Plus 3 degrees. Cal flaps set. ADI.
We're still getting okay speed, 120. Engines are looking okay.
Landing lights. Speed good. Extending lights.
If we do get a little too draggy for comfort,
Carbine. Carbine called. Send call. Before landing checks complete.
here comes the glide slope now. And so essentially, we're just going to take control. And just try to manage descent a little bit. We are fully configured. 10-mile final now. And I do have flaps out, so we've got flaps 20. Let's hit flaps 30. Just keeping on. This lines up okay. Getting a little slow. That will help when we start descending for real. Alright, so let's make the right turn to pick up that. And just want a little bit of descent. Really to keep speed up above 100. Oh, I just broke my engines. I'm sorry. So we're off to the, what's saying we're off to the right a bit. And a little low even. 6-mile final. We're down around 2,000 feet. Just fighting our way down. Just trying to keep it steady right now, really. Is all I'm after, is this kind of steady descent rate. Keeping those eyes in the cockpit, because we could get spatially disoriented very easily in this phase of the flight. Gears down, flaps 30. Here we come. 5-mile final now. Again, we need to see the runway by 277 feet. Now we're getting behind the glide slope a little bit, so that's good. That's what we want. It's taking a little bit of... Well, that's a little much now. Man, this thing just does not want to settle. I got a little bit of ground, though. We're below 2,000 feet. I mean, we are overcast down to 1,000. And a nasty crosswind, too. So let's just make sure we're keeping our options open as we descend. It's going to be blowing left to right against us as we come in here on the 27s, about 8 knots. Let's keep it going. Flaps 40. Snip, welcome aboard. Good to see you. It's fun so far. Well, I'll be having more fun when we see the runway, and we should in a minute, but... So we're breaking through a little bit now. I just want to... I'm afraid of how far off my lineup's going to be, because it's not... Now I've got all sorts of speed. Bring it back to 100. MEP. We're good glide slope, but I just can't. And it's part of it's that crosswind is just battering us. Oh, 3-mile final. I don't see the runway. That's 1,000 feet. Now, I was told it was 10+ kilometer visibility, and I'm not seeing that. We're at full flaps 50, though. We're a little low. So let's let that come back up. There it is. We got the runway. Well, hope that's the runway. Little low. Oh boy. And again, it's going to be pushing us. It should be pushing us to the right. The wind should be. So we're going to have to compensate for that a little bit. I'm going to bring flaps up because we're really low. Just a skosh. Because we're low and the wind sucks. And I would like to have going around be an option. Oh good, coffee mic. Yeah, strap that coffee in, put that travel lid on. Because here we go. We're slow. We're slow. We're uncomfortably slow. Uncomfortably slow and low. We might just survive this one. Here we go. Coming in. There's the threshold. And we've made it. Welcome to London Heathrow Airport, everybody. We're going to taxi off to the left here. And probably this next one. I'm aiming kind of for the cargo apron right here. But yeah, it's rainy, kind of unpleasant. A little chilly too. So just doing a quick fuel check. Fuel's looking okay. We're gonna do a quick pit stop and then get back on the road here. Waiting just long enough. To to get some folks off. Just make sure I didn't destroy anything. Looks like I haven't yet.
After landing checks complete.
Excellent. Let them jump out. It's not going to put the stairs out because the engines are running. All right. So we've made it here. Let's take a quick 30-second break and get set up for the next flight. We're going EGLL. I will be right back. Alright, back. Oh man, the office gets hot. Running this thing at full chap. Let's get back into the cockpit and get ready to go. We are here on the ground at London Heathrow. We are going to be getting on the way. Hope our dude, thank you. It was a landing. As the program says for flight sim. Good landing, Captain, thank you. Coffee Mike, we made it to the ground and that's all I'm promising. Let's pull up this flight plan. And let's get rid of the VFR stuff. We don't need the VFR stuff. What have I changed there, I wonder? So we are here, London Heathrow. We're going to basically fly out here to the Compton VOR off the runway, which will be basically a straight shot. We're just going to loop back around onto 27 left, fire off to Compton, and then get on this airway here. The Quebec 63 airway down to Brecon, and then Strumble. We'll make the jump across to Ireland. We can pick up Clonmel. the Clonmel DB, or we can just pick up Shannon VOR. We should be able to pick up Shannon from there. I mean, it's only 100 miles, but we'll see from there. So, frequencies to get started with, we're going to be looking for Compton on 114.35. And then Brecken's on 117.45. Alright guys, let's just rerun after start. Hopefully this doesn't do anything too screwy by just rolling through. And then the course we're going to be flying. It's heading 281 outbound. So 228, 281. Alright, we could even... We could even power back if we were so inclined. Back and to the left. That's what we're looking for. Uh-oh. I hit the brakes. That wasn't what I wanted to do. And then we'll start with power coming back in. So thank you all for coming along and just joining us. We are departing London Heathrow for the second leg of our flight up to Shannon, Ireland in honor of St. Patrick's Day, and just general excuse to fly the PMDG DC-6. Cloudy here in London. We made it in on the ILS. Hopefully Shannon's a little better. I haven't seen what the weather is yet, but it is. Reporting VFR, wind 130 at 6 knots. A few clouds at 4,000, broken at 8,000. QNH is 1000. For those whom that means something. So they're running the before takeoff stuff. We're here at a modern Heathrow, so don't mind that. Now I should have a scenery for Shannon. I got a flight sim.to outfit installed, right?
Transponder on. Landing lights. Extended and on. Before takeoff checks complete.
I can't wait to get this 777 so I can use the scenery a little more. There just isn't as much 737 flying in London. And oh yeah, we want to go all the way down Sierra to the end. I will take whatever runway I can get with this crosswind. And up the hill. Yeah, there are KLM flights. Yeah. It's a good point. And I mean, yeah, because Ryanair doesn't really. None of the budget ones do. So I'm excited for the 777. Let's get ready to go. We're going to be doing another wet takeoff, I believe. Unless we burned a lot of fuel. No, we're, yeah, another wet takeoff here. It's a little bump there, wow. Whew. We're going to do 27 left, we'll line up. Clear for takeoff. And we need to, again, make sure that all of our, all the needles are pointing in the right direction.
Water injection.
Do I have water? I hope I have water.
On.
Oh yeah, we got water.
30 inches stabilize. 30 inches stabilize. Stabilized. Cal flaps. Cal flaps. Cal flaps set. Full power, please. Going full power.
I see 4 engines. Should end up at 59.5 or 4, whatever it is.
Full power set.
There it is, nothing's dropping out. No feather lights. Let's do it. Airspeed's alive. We will have a strong or an 8-knot crosswind coming left to right. That's 80 knots. Hundred knots. We will entertain the possibility of going flying here. And basically, we're going to point ourselves straight at the Compton VOR off the runway. So let's just let airspeed come up. Retrim a little bit.
Gear up, lights out, flaps up. Flaps going up.
Feels a little bit lighter this time. Just keep that nose down a little bit and speed coming up.
Meter power. Setting meter power 48 inches, 2600 RPM.
That's 800 feet. Trying to keep it above 160 knots. We don't need to climb at 2,000 feet per minute. Yet, at least.
Meter power set. Climb power. Setting climb power.
Goodbye, London. On to Shannon. And we're going to climb a bit higher on this one. We're going to try and get up to like 20,000. I'm going to try and exercise the flight levels a little bit. Is that going to be economical? I don't know. But
Climb power set. After takeoff checklist, please. After takeoff checks complete.
we're in the soup here. Should break out around. We were cruising at 12. Pretty clear at 12,000. It was pretty clear below that too. So just doing some instrument flying. All right, so we've departed London Heathrow on our way to Shannon. So in this leg, we're definitely serving Irish coffees, Coffee Mike. Definitely a good Irish coffee. And we just got the next one, Brecon VOR. And I gotta stay on top of this thing. Off the ground and in the soup. I'm not going to look out the window too much. We are just flying for Compton. Look at that. I'm going to pronounce it two good takeoffs so far. That's been good. Yeah, hey, Jack Daniels. Yeah. Hey, Shadowbox, welcome aboard. Good to see you. Hope things are well. How you doing? And just flying straight for Compton. We're heading out for, we departed London Heathrow here. We're climbing out, heading for Shannon, Ireland. Here in our Clipper Liberty Bell, where the relief crew will take it the rest of the way out to, back to the States. That's 4,500. I'm doing pretty well. Can't complain, got some time to fly. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to make it to the expo, Mopar dude. Wish it looks cool. But it conflicts with some life stuff that weekend. But I'm definitely going to keep a good eye on it. Yeah, Irish coffee with some Baileys, I can go make that. I don't have whipped cream, but there's a lot of different styles to a good Irish coffee. It is always a good day in the DC-6. Well, that, you know, actually, I don't know that that's true. I've had some bad days in the DC-6. But today has been a good day in the DC-6. 2 takeoffs, maybe even we'll get a second landing, who knows. I'm not getting as good a climb performance. But we're heading direct to the Compton VOR, and then we're going to fly the radial 284 outbound from Compton. Follow the Quebec 63 airway across the UK, and then across basically all of Ireland. We're going a little too high now, just steady, stabilize. Just steady as it goes. Let's climbing through 6,000 now. 13 miles. We are on nav 1. Still have 4 engines. Life's pretty good. I'm gonna turn it off. It's getting just a little too aggressive in the climb now. So we'll trim it out just a bit. I'm hand flying this just for fun. Just trying to keep it sharp. We are kind of transit, and we've got some thick IMC here. But speed's looking good. And we do have our heating, windshield heating. We're going to turn prop de-ice off right for the moment. We've got airfoil and cabin heaters on. So we're kind of down towards 0 C. Making good speed now. And here comes 8,000. Hopefully we get out of this weather a little bit. Should be clear up once we get over Ireland. But it was pretty low IFR into London Heathrow. So if you're just joining us, we've departed Heathrow on our second leg of the day. We've departed Brussels about an hour ago. And we are flying a small segment of Pan Am's Europe to America around the world trip, which would go basically, I mean, it starts further out, but we're picking up Brussels to London to Shannon, and then from Shannon it would jump off most likely to Gander across the Atlantic. But one of these days we might have to do it. I haven't messed with the time acceleration on this thing. And there, we've broken out a little bit. And here comes 10,000. So at about 16,000, 15,000, 16,000, we'll basically level out, set up, put on the superchargers, and keep charging up. I don't think we have to for a flight of this length, but it's just good to practice. So 3 miles now. Alright, so we're starting to cross the Compton VOR, and then it's going to be Bracken, or Brecon, out over Wales. Let's keep climbing. And here's 12,000. It should just be the slightest right-hand turn. Here comes the here come the needles now. We'll just gently bring it in. Still climbing 12,300. Just starting a gentle turn. So at 16,000, when we go throw the blowers on, I'll put the gyro pilot on and ask the gents to put us in cruise power. And then we'll manually reset climb power, which is 2,400 RPM and 40 inches manifold pressure. Ooh, I missed some chat. Sorry, guys. I was hand flying. 14,000 here. But yeah, I guess the Connie's a similar theory. Yeah, and we'll see. We'll definitely see what breaks and gets fixed tomorrow. It might be a... It is a sim update week, I suppose. You're doing the CJ4 to... Mopar Dude's doing the CJ4 to Boeing Field to Van Nuys. That's a good one. It's BFI action. We were in Van Nuys last week, I think, right? And yeah, the A2A Connie was good and back in the FSX days. Yeah, it'll be. Hopefully it's not too rocky tomorrow, but we will see, won't we? Here comes 16,000. You go ahead and climb us all the way up and then get us configured. We still got a cloud layer above us. Hopefully this breaks. It's not a real scenic flight. Getting a little off to the left. Just keep it going up to 16, and then we will cruise. So we're past there, about 14 miles past. If we go over to nav 2, we're about 63 miles now from Brecon. Hit that, and then there we go. What is it doing that? What's it doing now? Whoa. Whoa. That's not right. Now is it gonna dive bomb back down? Maybe a little. See if we can pick up localizer. And then since we have this 117.45, we'll just go over. Okay, so 16.3, that's fine. So we're gonna start by I'm working on the engines. Let's do engines 2 and 4. Well, let's go cruise so I can get control again.
Set cruise power, please. Setting cruise power. Power is set. Cruise checks are complete.
Alright, there's cruise checks are complete. A shadow box. I have not flown with a VA. Well, I've looked at it. I would do something 737 probably, but that's a good way to log flights. It's something. It's on my. It's one of those things that's on my list to do one of these days. So let's do this. So we're gonna bring power back. It's not gonna let me take control. All right, that's fine. Give me control, please. Don't break my... No. Sorry, engines. What I really need is a, I don't know how you fix that. Did I break anything? No. Okay, we're good. I'm gonna bring power back to around 26 on engines 2 and 4 and throw it into high blower. We should get a power increase. And we'll set 40 inches. And we'll do 1 and 3. And we're right about there. That's pretty good. Okay. So that's good. Let's keep the climb going. Yeah, it's not tracking the... I don't know why localizer mode isn't working. Maybe I have to hit a new switch or something. Engine 4 isn't feeling great now. Yeah, so you do Walker area shuttle box, but you've heard good things about Fly UK and Delta Virtual. Yeah, those are good options. I think it'd be a fun thing to do. Do you fly a bunch of things for Walker, or just 1 or 2? So just keep power coming forward, and now we got to manually do this just to keep it at 40 as we climb through. Climbing up to 20,000 feet here. Flight level 200. And then 200 down to probably 3,000 at Shannon. Shannon's giving us runway 6. Put us down at 3,000. So we need to drop 17,000 feet for our final plunge. So that's going to be the limits of my calculation ability. 17 times 5 is 85 nautical miles away. And so basically we'll judge that off the Shannon VOR. 85 plus 20 is about 100. So about 100 miles from Shannon we'll start dropping down. That would put us right about crossing the coast of Ireland. So once we start seeing Ireland, we'll start thinking about heading downhill. Keep it going up, and it does need to be advanced a lot more up here. Or what uh-oh, I'm losing all my engines. Where am I losing all my engines? What do I do? Excessive BMEP. Cylinder head temperature. Oh man, we were doing so well too. Do I need to be in auto rich? Is that my problem? Am I in auto lean? That's what I did. I forgot this. You gotta put it in auto rich, otherwise it blows up your engine. That's okay though. We'll be okay. I didn't see that. I knew I was forgetting something in the little flow, so it's... You gotta bring the power back, mixture auto rich, and then superchargers. High blower, otherwise you eat up the cylinder head. I think. It might still be destroying itself, but... Carburetor is low. Why am I showing excessive BMEP, though? I already broke it. so it didn't like that. Let's look that up. PMDG DC-3. Give me that DC-3 DOH. Let's see recommended operating procedures, and let's go with the So that just says set high below, or so the climb checklist just says set high below or above critical altitude. But I mean, is my RPM too low? Maybe that's part of it too, right? 2400 RPM. That was probably it. I didn't fix the RPM. Still didn't like that, but that's okay. So it's a little bit better. So there are your engines for the day, but that's all right. And that's 20,000 there. So let's level it out.
Set cruise power, please. Setting cruise power.
And ask for the cruise. We're a little off to the left, is what it's saying.
Cruise power is set.
Does this work now?
Cruise checks are complete.
Turn it off. Tripod on. Turn on control. And then let's do the left-hand turn. Just get us back on track while I'm fumbling with the engines. Blown up engines here. Hopefully we can pick up some speed now. That's too bad. Crack the cowl flaps, you think? Well, now they're okay. The carb, we need some carb air de-ice. So we're a little cold here. But no, it was because I was running the props at 2200 instead of 2400, combined with the auto lean mixture. So it's too bad. You can fly any, and just catching up. Engine 4 is a troublemaker. It always is. It's always that engine, isn't it? So you're learning the A3. That's a good one. A310's fun. It gets I feel okay with it. It just throws a couple curveballs every now and then. Are we still climbing? Yeah, we are still climbing because I haven't told it not to climb. So we'll go fix the altitude real quick. It's about 20 miles now to the Brecon VR. And then we've got Stumble coming on 113.1. So when we get down to altitude, we'll update that. Fair enough. Fair enough, Coffee Mike. I enjoy my jets. It's harder to blow up the engines. That's pretty good. Let's turn head towards that VOR now. Just get ourselves back on track. All right, now we're well and truly on our way. Brecon, and then it's just the slightest little turn to 285, right turn 285 outbound from Brecon. So we'll check back in about 5. Oh yeah, the ATR. When is that? Is that tomorrow or is that? When does that happen? Let me see what all's going on. Oh no, this is the. Oh, so they initially had the AN-225 there. Where, when is this from? What am I looking at? January? Where can I find the latest road map? I guess that's it, huh? So the AN-2 should be coming soon, and then the ATR is next month? That'll be interesting. I'll be interested to see what they do with the ATR. Yeah, it looks like it's in April based on the thing. It looks like the AN-2 is soon. That should be fun. Fun, a good turboprop regional plane. And you're going to fly every Monday for Moncton Mondays. Oh. We could always take a trip up to, that's a good one, Moncton Mondays. I got you. Maybe it was pushed back a little bit. $5 miles now. I'm still way off. This localizer mode doesn't help, and we're back in the soup too, so that's fun. We'll just keep pointing at the VOR here. We got some winds aloft. Coffee Mike, thanks for coming along. Thanks for hanging out with us. Enjoy a quick flight in your Twin Otter. Now that's a plane I haven't flown in a minute. I hope it's not just lilting left. And then we want to go over here. 1-1. Was that what I said? 1-1. So Brecon is there, and then Strumble is 113.1. So Brecon on 113.1, let's pull that up in nav 2. Or in Strumble and That doesn't look quite right, but you know, whatever. I guess that is pointing in the right direction. 2-8. We're really going that far west of it. Yes, we're about right. Yeah, so catch that radial right there. Catch those needles and we'll follow it in, heading 284. And then it's going to be basically another 60 miles to Strumble. So this is good. I mean, you don't have too much, there's not too much distance between the VORs. Which is a good thing. You're not waiting too long. Still having a heck of a time tracking them, but that's alright. We're just going to point at that, point ourselves at it. Give it our best shot. Cruising along the cloud tops here too. It's hopeful that it would clear up a little bit. Maybe once we get out over the water. And it looks like a channel we're going to be using runway 6. We do have an ILS there. So we'll give it another shot. Now I'm thinking next week we might take a trip out to the Pacific, maybe do some continental Micronesia / United 737 ops between the little islands out there. Do at least part of the island hopper route. We'll see what else comes up. Been meaning to get the DC-3 into the rotation too. Obviously 414 and 310. 310 could use some love. So we'll have to see. So thank you all for coming along, for just joining us. We are flying now from, we're out over Wales. Flying for Shannon, Ireland. We departed Brussels a couple hours ago. Flying as Pan Am, part of Pan Am's Round the World service from 1959. Brussels to London Heathrow, where we made a rainy stop, low cloudy day, and we're heading the rest of the way out to Shannon in honor of St. Patrick's Day, which was last week. That's looking pretty good. Lots of clouds over the UK today. Hopefully it clears up a little bit when we get over Ireland. And then our plan for descent is basically once we see Ireland, once we're over the shore, we're going to start coming downhill. We're up here at 20,000 feet. Cruising our mainliner. Well, it's not a mainliner, we're not United. Cruising our Super 6 Clipper. It's not too bad. We'll grab a little left. Let's see, that's a good question, Shadowbox. Favorite historical airline? Yeah, I'm not firsthand. Obviously, the Pan Am stuff is fun. For DC-6, it's well documented. I always liked the U.S. Airways livery from the last A320s. I wish they would have flown more 737s. Some of the funky ones. That's a good one. I mean, I'm a Piedmont fan. So in short, no, not an informed one. But like all the Piedmont, Allegheny. We had some good old classic. I think a 727 or something. That'd be a good one. Good for DC-3 too. Yeah, NWA. True, and I don't think I ever would have. Well, I don't know. It's hard to say because some of the later ones I would have been around for, but too young to really kind of know what's going on. But NWA, that's a good one. NWA is a good one. Yeah, it's all based off yeah, like America West. I like that one. Same stuff. I can't comment on them as functional airlines. I'm trying to think of my favorite call sign. I mean, I guess Pan Am's hard to beat with. You get the Clipper. What's the? I mean, yeah. If TWA had flown DC-6s, I would have flown more TWA, but they didn't. Oh yeah, the bowling shoe. Very. Yeah, it wasn't. I mean, I guess it was over almost 15 years ago now. What is this? I'm not feeling this one, internet. Thought something was broken. But yeah, I mean, the idea of the older planes for me, certainly. I don't know. You know, because you think about it from a customer standpoint, like, do I really want to fly? I would have liked to fly Pan Am all over the place, but some of the more contemporary ones, I'm not sure. What's your go-to older plane, Mopar, dude? What's the one you miss the most? 727. It's a good one. I'd snatch that up in a heartbeat in sim. It looks like fun in X-Plane. Check, yeah, that's actually holding pretty well. Now it's clearing up a little bit. This is good. That's a really good view. Oh yeah. They'd shake the windows at midway, yeah. When I was a very little kid, we used to live out in the desert, and you would always play the game of, is it, what's shaking the windows? Is it a sonic boom? Or is it thunder? And it was never thunder because it never rained in the desert out in California. So you knew the answer. But it's, I mean, big, loud, older, especially the older planes, but I mean, they make a big noise. I mean, yeah, you can really, the right airplane flies over. Oh yeah, it's just like very loud thunder, and it shakes the windows, shakes the whole house. You feel it. Yeah, my dad was military, so we were living out by Edwards Air Force Base for a while. For a little bit when I was young. We got to watch the Space Shuttle land a couple times, too. It was pretty cool. It's a cool place for aviation, but not, it's, you know, suboptimal for living. Yeah, we were. 727 is Mopar Dude's go-to. Yeah, you feel it. Of course, out there it happened all the time too. So you'd pick up you could shake things off a shelf and you just pick it up and go about your day. But yeah, I mean, you don't really have an appreciation for it. Just talking about it's. I mean, I'm glad we don't have supersonic stuff flying over us all the time. But it's, I mean, it's a big challenge if you can limit the sonic booms are no joke. Here, let's see where we are. Let's see if we can figure out what we are. So, okay, so we're probably right about at FIFA. Because, yeah, there's that bay there. So we should be hitting Strumble in. So that's saying that's nav2. Oh, I don't have that in nav1. So let's go over to nav1. Now what's going on there? That doesn't seem right. And then we're looking for 117 45. See, I don't believe that number, unless we're that close. Maybe we are that close to Strumble. Oh no, yeah, we're gonna be right over Strumble. See, here I am, looking at the coastline, thinking I know where we are. So we're right over Strumble now. We're gonna make a right turn heading 289. Out of Strumble, we've got that in nav 1, and then nav 2, we're gonna fire off. We'll tune in Shannon on 113.3. See when we pick it up. I don't expect to pick it up, and maybe we have picked it up. And we are now in the from. We're showing from. We're flying away from the VOR, so let's go turn to intercept. And then we can pull in Clonmel 2. And that's going to be 387 for a frequency. 38. All right. We're not making very good ground speed right now. I'm disappointed. Yeah, those are your big three, you think? There's 212. That's a little better. Although we still haven't picked up the radio. It's not working either. Alright, so we've left the UK now, we're heading for Ireland. And then we do have Shannon in 136 miles. And our VORs are lined up, which is good. We'll probably even just crab a little left. That'll be good. Let's try and pick up a little speed. Put the hammer down a little bit. Then again, once we make landfall, or we're about 100 miles away, we'll start coming downhill, so about 30 miles to top of descent. That's a good question. Which plane do I fly the most in my free time? The answer is probably boring. It's probably the 737. Only because I don't make a lot of 737 content. Because I'm not like a 737 expert. But I like flying it. So like if I'm on VATSIM on a normal night, I'll fly the 737. Or maybe the 310. But like, as far as like the one plane that I probably fly more than it shows on my stuff, 737. But it doesn't necessarily lend itself to good content. But it's good for just a casual night. And I think 310 for VATSIM or for GA stuff still. Although I've been messing around with the Honda Jet more too. But it's a boring answer. I wish I could say, oh yeah, it's DC-6 all day, every day, but sometimes it's just a chill out 737 flight. And we can see land on the other side, so that's good start. How are we looking? We're looking okay, actually. We're crabbing a bit, and we're still pushing. It's still blowing us a little to the side. 120 miles now. Yeah, the 777 will be good. I'm excited for 777. I haven't kept up with the A330 too much, but we'll have to see how that is when it comes out. My thing with a long hauler is I need, and that's why I'm excited for the 777, but for a long hauler, I need time acceleration. I can't, and I just have a hard time carving out a whole day to do. Like, across the pond is one thing, but like it's a big commitment. I gotta commit a day to it. And I know some people leave it online or leave it running overnight, which is something they can do, I guess. But I really like time acceleration. So if PMDG can do the same time acceleration they've done on the 7.3, I'm sold. That's gonna be great. Because if you can get up to 4x stably and 4x, and you don't need any more than 4x, but if I can get 4x time acceleration on a 777, I can do a transatlantic flight in 3 hours, 3.5 hours, which is more reasonable for me. Just because it's hard. Now, if I don't work from home or anything, if I work from home, I could probably do some more long hauling, but yeah, it's tough. But like the trip, I did a couple long ones in the 7.3 a little while ago, it was off stream. I was thinking about recording, but didn't. We did Boeing Field out to Greenland, and then on to Dublin. Dublin's my cursed airport, though. Every time I fly into Dublin transatlantic, I crash or otherwise quit the sim for whatever reason. I've never successfully landed in Dublin after a transatlantic flight, and I've tried it multiple times. But so that was fun, doing like a big hop from Boeing Field to Greenland to or a place like Kef or something like that. And then I did one Honolulu to Majuro out on the other side, which was fun, but it took a long time. And yeah, I mean, you can also do the big trunk routes, right? Even Lille to San Francisco. I don't know what they run a 777 on. I mean, I don't know who flies a 777 anymore. Or flies a 777 now. I guess, do all the big three Americans carriers fly 777s? I mean, yeah, you can fly them in the shorter routes. the short high density flights. That's what I mean. That's yeah. And it doesn't really matter. I mean, I guess you can do any flight with those. I mean, that's where the 737 really more than anything else is just fits into that perfect realm of where you can push the 7.3 to its longest, to the end of its range at 4x time acceleration and still kind of be in a reasonable amount of time. But like, I feel like you have to, which will be fun, but a 777 is going to need some planning to get into, make sure you can actually get in the airport. Right now, at least most flights, 7.3, checking the runway, making sure you're long enough is kind of a formality. You're like, oh, well. So that's good. That's fun. They did Atlanta to Miami. But yeah, LA to Honolulu. Like Atlanta to Miami, yeah, is a pretty short route. I mean, so you could do, I mean, it is a good hub connector, right? You could probably realistically, not that it matters, right? You can fly a plane wherever you want to. But yeah, I mean, there's definitely a lot of great routes you can fly with the 777. It'll be good. It'll be good. Man, it's still pushing me. It's still pushing me right. We're still drifting a little bit off. Let's come back in a little bit. Yeah, that's not a long flight. That's 2 hours. Something like that. Maybe 2.5. No, probably not 2.5. I was underestimating how long Florida is, though. So Delta retired the 777s, but United and American fly them. Yeah, I know. I mean, I know United flies them a lot. And I mean, Delta flew them too, and it's not beyond the pale to fly a Delta. I mean, again, it's fake airplanes, so you can fly whatever you want. That's gonna be good. And I'm on the fence about the A330. We'll have to see. So, if they can do like a reliable time acceleration on the 330, I'm okay. I'm in, but it'll also kind of be up against how does it compare to some of the other Airbus stuff on the market? I thought that was supposed to come out a long time ago, but should be fun for the Airbus folks. That's 95 miles too, so let's start thinking about how we're gonna come down. So that's to Shannon, just double check that. 3.3 is Shannon. And are we out above Ireland? Oh, look at that, we are just above Ireland. So welcome to Ireland. We're gonna start our descent. Take off altitude and just start coming down, aiming for about 1,000 feet per minute. This will also doubly help as we get some speed. Look at that, 264 ground speed. Not necessarily indicated airspeed, but whatever. I said 260. Yeah, that's true. That's the only thing like the A310. I'm surprised no one's come out with an A321 or an A3, like an A321 XLR or something like that. I mean, there's a handful of, we've got some A320 action, but no one's made the stretch. Yeah. I mean, the 330 and the 320 are, from my understanding, pretty similar. And just looking at them. But that's what I've heard about them. I'm not an Airbus expert by any stretch of the imagination. Here we go. Now we're making some speed. We're going to cross Ireland in 18 minutes. But yeah, I use the default. The Latin VFR one does. Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised that they haven't put those two. Yeah, I don't know. And I don't know what goes on behind the scenes, obviously. I would think that would be low-hanging fruit to make a A321 and then an A319. I mean, if I was Phoenix, that's what I would look at instead of making the... I mean, I know they want to make the different engine types of the A320, but I think the Phoenix would be more attractive if it was like, hey, you got an A320 and an A321. Here's an A321XLR. I mean, I know it's probably a bigger ask than that, but that gets me off the fence, whereas kind of the CEO versus IE engines doesn't really. But I'm not a, you know, hardcore Airbus guy. But I'm just kind of surprised no one's come out with that, because that seems like the logical next step. And I mean, I'm fine that they did the A320, but I like it. Maybe do an A320 and an A321. And but again, I don't know what all goes on in the back end from a system side to make that happen. You know, I'm sure all the control laws are different and stuff. And when I mean, it took PMDG like 9 months to come out with 3 different lengths of Boeing 737s. So. We're doing good now. Let's keep this going. Let's put descent checks. I'm going to pull up a. Let me try and find a localizer frequency. Runway 6 at Shannon.
26 inches set. Descent checklist, please.
And that's going to have us just flying to the Shannon VOR and then out to overflying the VOR, overflying the field, and then intercepting.
On. Engine blow is low. Low. Descent checks are complete.
We're coming down through 16,000 now. They did put... Okay, so they already did all that. Let's keep the descent going. I'm gonna open up flight recorder so I don't forget. Yeah, so Aerosoft did that for FSX, where they did a 320 and a 321 and then an 18 and a 19. And that was kind of how PMDG did the 7.3s for P3D, from what I understand. Yeah, I mean, I'm not a fan of buying each variant individually, certainly. I make the exception for the 7.3, but yeah, not my favorite way to do it. Down through 15,000 now. It's just hard for me. I mean, yeah, it's hard for me to justify a variant if it's not going to be heavy use. I still don't have the CRJ, all the CRJs, and I haven't missed it. But I do enjoy having the 700, the 737-700 and 800. So. But you know, that's fun for Southwest stuff. So that's 14. Give it another notch. Still making good speed. So basically, as we overfly the VOR, we're gonna then fly outbound heading 250 till we're 14 DME from the Shannon VOR. Then we're gonna turn to intercept the localizer. We're gonna do that at 3,000 feet. So if we have any extra speed still going, we can scrub that off. That'll be a left-hand turn to 250. But I mean, if it's yeah. If it's an airplane you really like, I always like it when they throw them in, though, when they throw in the different variants. I didn't really buy the body type thing, but I think the PMDG kind of evened out, unless between getting cargo and passenger and BBJ. You know, and I don't regret either, certainly. But yeah, it just seems like the 319 and 321 are low-hanging fruit. That is true. That's all that matters. And I mean, you don't really remember what. Once it's spent, once you've done it, you don't really remember. All right, so we're looking pretty good. We got gas in the tanks. We're coming down. We're making good time, making good speed. We're gonna hit Shannon in about 10 minutes, and about 50 miles at this current speed of dive bombing pretty quick. We're coming through 10,000 feet now. We got to get down to 3,000. We got 7,000 feet to drop out over the green fields of Ireland. Got some terrain down south. And have we broken anything? Not yet, so that's good. So basically my plan will be, once we cross out, once we're down at altitude and pointing towards the VOR. And are we, we're not on that on COM 1, are we? No, we are. I don't think I have the right one. 113.3 here, and then we'll pick up the localizer on 109.5. And oh, it's almost 10 o'clock. 109.5. So if we pick up the localizer, we can make the call to go and track it down. Getting some updated weather here at Shannon. Still showing wind 130 at 5. A few clouds at 2,100. Broken at 6,000. QNH at 09er. We are descending through 7,000 feet now. And I want N1, nav1 to be tuned in. So thank you all for coming in, for just joining us. We are descending into Shannon, Ireland, finishing out our sector of this Pan Am Atlantic around the world route. We started out in Brussels, we did a pit stop at London Heathrow, and now we're heading to Shannon, where we're going to be relieved by the relief crew who's going to take this plane across the Atlantic out to Gander and then points west. $6,000 with about 30 miles. We're actually probably good to dial back just a skosh. We're barreling down on Shannon here. Finally getting some scenery too. We should do a VFR tour of Ireland. I wonder if we could do a little loop or something. That's 5,000. A little bit of terrain out here. I'm just gonna lower the rate a little bit. We should be okay, but just in case. That's 4,000 too. Good views as we descend into Ireland. We'll get our Irish coffee on the ground. And you've picked a favorite, huh, Shadowbox? Lockheed L-188, the Electra. Good choice. Hard to go wrong with the Electra. The Electra. So we should clear this hill and then Shannon will be down in the low area. Beside 20 miles, we got a little bit of speed to scrub. If once we get the localizer, we can start to plan for that. Otherwise, we'll fly the procedure as published. Once speed comes down a little bit, we'll run in-range checks and get ready for landing. And here comes 3,000 feet now. We'll cut it just a little there. And we're on our way. We're looking for the field, too. Should be able to pick it up visually. 109.5 now, it's a little bumpy. Now we're getting a little bumpy. Yeah, we're bouncing all over the place right now. Alright, where is this? Let's turn that down. Let's go sterile cockpit. We're still coming in from runway 6, so that'll be basically way we're looking at it off to our left and then looping around. We're still not getting the localizer. We may be kind of in its dead zone. The field should be out there. And the VOR is going to be kind of to the north of it. A little bumpy down here. And we can just about see the field now. So if we want to fly a visual approach, we could. Oh, there's some low cloud right around here. Real scattered, but alright, let's get flight recorder going. We'll capture this landing. Good, bad, or ugly. And we will ask the gentleman to run the in-range checks.
Normal. Fuel booster pumps. On low. Fuel tank selectors. Mains on, crossfeed off. Hydraulic bypass valve. Down. No smoking signs. On. In-range checks complete.
Alright, good answer. So we're basically kind of set right here. We could set up for a nice long downwind. Or we could vector ourselves too with the runway. Well, Vectorus, we're going to go left turn about 250. There's 26. And that right about there should be 25. We can also go ahead and maintain descend 2000. And we do have a glide slope now. Or we've got the, oh no, never mind. We don't have anything. Still no localizer though. 1095. Let me verify that frequency. Yeah, 1095. Well, Jam, welcome aboard. Good to see you. We're just about to come into land here in Shannon, Ireland. Grab some Irish coffee. Let's level it off at 2,000. We'll see if it comes in. Hopefully it comes in on the other side. I don't know. Pretty well set up for a nice downwind, so if we just kind of extend out up the river or up the bay a little bit, I don't know if it's a bay or a river, but we should be all right with it, even if we don't get it, and we just got it. Well, maybe we didn't. We'll fly out. I'm just gonna fly out till we're below the glide slope, and then we'll turn hot and run before landing checks. Speed's pretty good. Glide slopes, we're just about there. We're at 2,000 feet. So we'll run it out a little bit, make the turn, and then before landing. Alright, so we're going to make the right-hand turn. I'm going to be a little aggressive here.
Flaps 20. Setting flaps 20.
We are only at about a 5-mile final.
Flaps set. Boosters rich, please. Auto reach. Mixture set. Gear up and down, please. Gear up and down.
And we got a pretty good lineup on the field. And now is where I don't really like the gyro pilot. Spinning all over the place.
2400 RPM.
So my airplane,
2400 RPM set.
localizer coming in.
Flaps plus 3 degrees. Cal flaps set.
We have the runway in sight.
ADI. ADI off. ADI is off. Landing lights. Speed good. Extending lights. Lights extended and on.
I'm just gonna go flaps 30 now.
Arming cold. Set cold. Before landing.
No balloon on me. Let's keep it going down. A little trim in. Not that much, but just catch just enough to catch the glide slope a little bit. Wind's not I mean, we'll go to about 5 knots of wind, mostly coming down the runway. That's good. We're a little fast and a little high, but we can bring more flaps to bear here as required. I think that's flaps 50. Yeah, so that's flaps fully down. We're set up for landing. We're going to vacate right. If we have to go around, we're going to go full power, fly runway heading, and figure it out. We are just a bit fast. Don't break my engines. Don't break my engines. Don't break my engines. I know. I'm messing with them. Messing with the power. Rob is looking down on me and frowning. That's fine. I can just use a little bit less here. Square this circle. 120, we're still fast. But that's alright. We've got some runway to work with. We have reversers. We're all good. 115 now. Those trees are a little low. Got a nice, see, a rainbow. Look at us go. That's pretty good. Cutting power. Flare. Down. Oh, look at that. And I don't even need to... We don't need reverses. I'm going to have to put power in. Welcome, everybody. Oh, I should have turned here, actually. I should have reversed and put in here because all the other taxiways are closed. That is all right. You know... Not closed here. So welcome to Ireland. We're fittingly greeted with a rainbow. We've got our pot of gold here in Shannon. This is a freeware scenery from flightsim.to. Looks actually pretty good. Custom terminal and everything. It's awesome. So this flight is running a little long. I'm gonna run the let's set up the flight replay. We'll run the landing back, and then we'll say good night. All right, so we came in here. This actually worked out pretty well, pretty good. I mean, a pretty good approach. And I mean, for a 5-mile final, that ended up being pretty good. Scenery out here looks really good too. That looks a little hair-raising. We ended up we started out a bit high, but we ended up in the right place. I felt like I flared a lot more, but I guess not. But we made it to Shannon. So thank you all for coming along tonight. It's been a really fun stream. Thanks for hanging out with us. Hey, Shadowbox, have a great night. Mopar Dude, thanks for coming along. Snip, always great to see you. And yeah, so we'll do more DC-6 stuff. Still figuring out what we'll do next week. But yeah, I keep trying to get another bonus stream in here at some point. We'll see if I can make that happen this week. So really appreciate it. Hope you all have a great night, great rest of the week. And I will see y'all on the next flight. Let's run it back for a wing view replay. Take it easy, y'all.